Alright, welcome back. We are about to head into the
My pleasure.
grove, which means this video and probably the next one is mostly going to be conversation, but hopefully at least with Detect Thoughts up and running, you'll still see some interactions that you don't see very often.
Despite your efforts to stave it off, the gnawing power within you demands more magic.
I'm gonna have to go to camp to fix that. I may as well see if Terra has something for me.
Right, Mr. Dakarios?
Certainly I'll give her a good scritch.
Blessed Mystra, that's lovely.
I was hoping she would recognize that I currently had the arcane hunger, but apparently that's not a part of it, so... This sword of justice is going to be next on the docket.
The orb settles within you. It is sated, yet dissatisfied. A disturbing development, but one you need not act on, for now.
So we have... The orb hungers once more. I'll need to consume a potent magical item as soon as I can, or risk its detonation. I consumed the magic from a powerful item, but somehow the orb remains dissatisfied. I suspect it won't be too much longer before it demands more weave to consume. I'd better make sure I have something ready when the time comes. Thankfully, we are close to the next thing that I want to give it. Alright, let's actually head into the grove now.
This keep happening. I was joking about octa soup just a moment ago.
Come on, Rico.
Now what? We dig a hole and...
There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
We know that Gale favors peaceful solutions. One fight just ended and now you're picking another. Relax.
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foulbloods ain't known for courage.
You see the Tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
And we will attempt persuasion. More violence won't bring back those you lost. Stop and think. A little on the unfortunate side, but I mean, we would have had to roll pretty well, and it's not that out of character for Gale to attempt to appeal to reason here and fail, so we will just continue.
With a thunk, the armored man collapses, unconscious.
Enough. The goblins have found us. No doubt the beasts will be back. We need to pack up and leave. Immediately!
Worse.
That looked like it hurt. For once.
Hardly the intelligent way to solve your problems. I suggest we seek out their healer, then move swiftly onwards.
A word.
Now that's settled. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor.
I'm Gale.
Well met. I should warn you. Visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve.
Why are they forcing you out?
There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters.
This ritual, is there no way to convince the druids to stop it?
I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
I do have my own temporal concerns. I need a healer.
Goblin got you. The druid Halsin's a renowned healer, but he didn't make it back from Aradin's expedition. If it's not too serious, you could try his apprentice Nettie. She's with the other druids in the Inner Grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this damn ritual of theirs.
I'll find her, and I'll speak to Kaga while I'm there.
Really? We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
I noticed Lae'zel and Astarion both disapproved, but Karlach approved, and that's the important one.
First, I damn near die at the hands of goblins. Then, a foul blood takes his frustrations out on me. I'm done with this hellhole.
Those two must have history.
History? The humans are bigots, and he should have got the beating he deserved.
Feel like we're being watched.
Have some respect. This really isn't the time to talk.
Not now. Please.
I understand, but I'm still going to talk to Kanon.
Just a moment.
Come on, Rick.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who are you?
Kanon.
Where are you from?
We, from Elturel, left.
Who left Elturel with you?
Sister. Arca.
We saw what happened to him. What is your profession?
Tailor before. God. Volunteered.
Well, we're not gonna ask him where he keeps his valuables. So, what did happen to you?
Killed. Arrow. Can't breathe.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunt in packs.
Why not take your chances on the road?
We might have to. But I'd feel better if we at least knew how many are out there. The sooner we leave for Baldur's Gate, the better.
How far are we from the city?
If the road was clear, 10 days walk maybe. But while the goblins are out there, it might as well be the other side of the world.
Yeah. That would be good.
He is surprised, which is very nice.
We'll do it my way.
I'll hide, and I'll use the advantage on the Dread Ambusher attack. I don't think we necessarily need to use weapon actions for this fight.
Victory awaits. In my best interest.
Fuck yes. That's it. Don't burn yourself.
Your desire.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
Oh man, a soul coin. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on that.
I've been to Avernus, but I'm no devil's servant.
Care to explain why you reek of the hells?
Persuasion. A mind flayer abducted me, and its ship went straight to Avernus.
Well, that's quite the story. And I thought I was doomed. Now I feel sorry for you. Here. Take this. It's worth a fortune. But a fortune's not worth much if you're dead. Consider it payment for saving my life.
Deadly! Wait till you see what I can do with that thing.
A soul coin, true to its name, holds a mortal soul inside. It serves in the Nine Hells as very valuable currency.
Yes?
And I'll certainly just hand that over to Karlach.
That coin's worth plenty. Don't let a squid get their tentacles on it.
Let's go. That might be worth a look.
out!
The squirrel lunges at your foot and bites it.
What was that for?
You're trespassing. This is my territory.
There's plenty of room for both of us. Aww. Certainly not worth one of my 2 inspiration, though.
No, there's plenty of room for me. Now get moving. I'm tired of looking at you.
Told off by a squirrel.
I care about our lives, our future.
Refugees, adventurers, no one in years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed. Well met, and thank you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? Act fast if you do. The ritual will be complete before too long.
Are you really locking down the grove?
I know it's drastic, but more monsters seem to terrorize this region every day.
What about the people here?
We druids will be safe. As for those that took refuge here, well, may Sylvanas guard them as they continue their travels.
You just said the region's overrun by monsters. They won't survive by themselves.
As I said, it's a drastic measure. But the survival of the grove is paramount. There just aren't enough supplies to support everyone.
What are you selling?
Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
And we will take care of actual vendoring off camera, I think.
Sylvanas, guide your path.
This grove is kept by Sylvanas' faithful.
Let us confer.
Hells! We can't just leave. They're kin!
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please? What's the point in blades and spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay! These people aren't fighters. We can help!
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
You should all stay. A single blade could make a difference.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this.
Zergan. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throat slit by goblin blade.
Thank you, Roland.
Druids Grove saved the refugees. Kaga, leader of the Druids, ordered the Tieflings to leave the grove. Zevlor fears they won't survive the road and asked us to intervene. When we asked about healing, we were told to look for Nettie in the inner sanctum.
There must be something I can learn from it.
Come on.
This place is a bloody death trap, not a sanctuary. You should clear off while you can.
Be gone. I am hungry.
Another one. What are you under there then? Ant? Aurochs?
What are you talking about?
The keepers of this place. They change their form to fit their need. They become birds to hunt on the wing, bears to tear flesh with teeth. But for me, only oxen, only same old hay. And I cannot even eat it, because the horned ones hide their shiny bits inside.
Cheer up. You do a noble thing, carrying burdens for those who can't.
When the horned ones leave this place, I will lie in the back, and you will pull, noble one.
That's cute.
You're addressing me, a humble ox. How quaint.
Arcana, there's something strange about this ox. What is it?
Something's off. This creature isn't what it appears to be.
There's more to you than meets the eye. Care to explain?
No. You are incapable.
Come on, old chap. I'm a devil for gossip.
I'll tell you this much. I'm going to Baldur's Gate, with or without the rest of these poor sods. Now, that's all I have to say besides, and I really mean this, move.
Huh.
Move along.
Funny.
I mean...
Now here's Shadowheart, who I was supposed to see on the beach, but because I went to camp to organize my inventory before I moved from where I landed, that counted as leaving the area. So she wasn't there, and I completely missed her opening conversation.
You're alive. I woke up by the wreckage, surrounded by corpses. I was starting to think I was the only survivor.
Seems you got a head start on me. What are you doing here?
This was the first sign of friendly life I came across. I hoped I might find supplies, shelter, and a healer, of course. We might be clear of those monsters' ship, but we still have their spawn inside our heads. We need to get rid of them while we still can.
If we survive the crash, there might be others. Found any?
No, but I haven't looked either. Staying alive kept me busy.
What was that artifact you were playing with before?
A toy. It's not important.
There has to be someone around this place who can help us.
This grove is the home of the druid Halsin. Apparently, he's a reputed healer. He could probably help us. If only he hadn't gone missing.
We should join forces. Better odds of survival.
I might have considered it, but your choice of company so far leaves a great deal to be desired. Get rid of the Gith, then we can talk about helping each other.
I offer you cleansing. You'd cast it aside for this Shkaketh.
I'm not going to just abandon my companion on a whim.
Fine. Put your faith in a marauding freak. Just do it away from me.
We need each other. Besides, do you have any better prospects?
This is a terrible idea. You know that, yes? But I suppose you may have your uses. I can keep an eye on the Gith.
So, what were you doing before you got caught up in this mess?
That is none of your business. Let's just concentrate on survival, yes?
Have it your way. Time to get moving.
I'd join you, but things are looking a tad crowded. You'll need to make room for me.
Alright, meet me at camp. And then we are going to go to camp and deal with leveling her up and changing her class. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, let's go ahead and make the rounds and talk to people now that she's joined our party.
Shadowheart's a funny frog. I like her fringe, though. Very blunt.
Also, a half-elf named Shadowheart has joined the party. She was also infected aboard the Nautiloid and was playing with a strange object when we met her. We learned that a powerful druid named Halsin hasn't returned from an expedition into Goblin territory. He might be able to help us. We learned that the leader of the druids is a powerful healer named Halsin. He might be able to help us remove the parasite.
Hey, soldier.
Shadowheart. Shadowheart. I'm sure her parents meant well, but the name's a little ominous, isn't it? Unless she chose it herself. Which is even more worrying, honestly.
I think it's better if you stay here in camp for a while.
Oh, darling, I'm hurt. I thought we had something special.
Please just stay here.
I guess I'll spend my evenings lounging here while you do all the hard work. It sounds awful. Need something?
Mark my word, the half-elf's an abyss of lies and secrets. Shadowheart indeed.
You know, she's not wrong. I think I've already asked her that.
Something the matter?
What do you think of all that's happened to us so far?
We've been through quite a lot, with likely more to come. Care to narrow it down a little?
You must have thoughts about our little stowaways.
Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. Personally, I think finding this Halsin is our best bet. I'm not too hopeful that a Gith crash will actually prove our salvation, but worth keeping in mind.
What will we do if we actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
We go our separate ways, of course. What else? The ties that bind would be well and truly severed.
You seem eager to be rid of me.
We were brought together by circumstance. Besides, I have my own people in Baldur's Gate. And before you ask, no. I'm not telling you what I'm doing there, or who I'm meeting, or anything else.
Yes, obviously she's keeping something back. Let's just change the subject. How am I holding up in your estimations?
You're not the kind of company I'd keep willingly. But all things considered, you'll do. And I haven't forgotten that you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. Perhaps I'll be able to return the favor at some point.
Other matters. We should get to know each other a little more.
So that's to say you'd like to pry a little. You do seem like the type, I must say.
She is correct. Yes, I am the type to pry. Are you the type to answer?
My, look at you. Straight as an arrow and right to the point every time. This isn't the tadpole I'm speaking to, is it? The personality seems a little lacking.
Mock all you like. It's clearly just a front.
That's all you're entitled to, for now. Our parasite problem doesn't make you my confidant.
What is the story with that odd little artifact you have?
There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Join me.
All right. Some company wouldn't hurt on the road, especially if there's trouble.
What am I to do?
But the first thing we are going to do...
On I go. No harm in a little conversation.
Ah, another. Thy name has been recorded. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
Can you help me change my class?
As thou desire.
And for this run, we are going to make her a life cleric. So, let's go ahead and... Oh, her charisma is already 8. She doesn't need intelligence. Let's put her strength up a bit. And let's put her constitution to 15. And then that way, when we get the feat, we can put a point into wisdom and constitution and get both of them up. That seems good. No reason to change her proficiencies, but we are going to change her domain to life. And that will give her Cure Wounds and Bless as life domain spells. And your devotion empowers your healing spells. When casting a healing spell, the target retains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. That's going to be especially good when we start casting, for instance, Mass Healing Word. And heavy armor proficiency, very nice. Guidance, we don't care so much about resistance. But let's give her an attack roll cantrip. And then let's go ahead and level her up. Preserve life, evoke a healing energy that restores your allies using Channel Divinity. So I can use Channel Divinity for 3 healing, huh? I'll worry about prepare spells later. Okay. So, domain spells are Aid and Lesser Restoration. Those are not bad. And we're going to have 2 second level slots. Prayer of Healing, I don't like to keep that memorized. I like to, if I need it out of combat, I'll unprepare something else to put it in. Warding Bond. And Silence will be my second level spells. Actually, no, not even, because I'm going to be casting Aid, and then Warding Bond, and that will be both of my second level spell slots. So everything else I memorize at this time should be first level. So we're going to do Healing Word, Command, Create or Destroy Water, Sanctuary, and the Guiding Bolt.
Oh, I have the magic touch. with ease.
There's no time to waste.
Alright, let's see what we can outfit her with. It's early enough in the game that I don't really have a lot of good options for her. I did put her in heavy armor, even though it didn't change her AC, just so that she looks, you know, a little different than I'm normally used to seeing her.
We're a long way from Waterdeep.
Alright, let's continue on.
Step by step. Certainly.
He stares right past you, as if you're invisible. Or boring.
Are you alright?
Mm-hmm.
I see. Anything else on your mind?
He's still staring right past you.
Turn around and see what he's looking at.
You see nothing out of the ordinary. When you turn back, there's no trace of the child.
A mystery. Also, I
Can't
almost
afford to
forgot.
stay idle.
The waiting's getting to me. If we left, we can at least make a run for it.
Aid for everybody. Including that little crag spider. And warding bond on Gale. So I'm not doing camp casting for that. I'm keeping the warding bond cleric in the party. I wonder if it's 3 healing per level for the preserve life. But it is an action. But it uses up divinity rather than a spell slot, which is very nice.
Can't keep
Okay.
goblins out forever. This is no fortress and we're no warriors.
Elminster's not around, so might as well.
And again. Swing and swing and...
At once.
Children! Look who...
Step, parry, strike, damn it! It's just not landing.
Interesting technique. Having some trouble?
Nothing but. Goblins in the wild, out for blood, and the druids in here looking to kick us out. Or worse. We need to be ready for a fight. But I'm useless with a sword.
Detect thoughts. Read his thoughts.
He was only a boy. And I just froze while the wall tore his head clean off. Never again.
Clear your mind. Past mistakes don't matter. Focus on the present, the target.
You're right. I need to clear my head. And step, parry, step, step, swing. Yes! You really know what you're doing. Found this by the road. Bet you'll put it to good use.
One last thing. Don't shout your moves like that. Spoils the surprise for your foe.
Oh, yes. I'll bite my tongue when the time comes.
Keep training. In time, you'll make short work of any goblins.
Hopefully, it's just the goblins we have to worry about. The druids are treating us like vermin. But I'll keep at it. Thank you.
Inspiration from Lae'zel. Two arms. Help Gwex learn to fight. And we really do want to get inspiration because I think we'll be using it more often in this playthrough than normal because I do really want to succeed on those detect magic rolls.
This is no
Actually,
No time to dally.
yeah, she's out of level 2 spell slots. When we have more level 2 spell slots, I might also keep an enhanceability intelligence up on Gale.
No rest for the wicked, I see.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids. Spare a story or two.
Be strong and watch over your kin. In trust, there is victory.
Thanks. I prefer when they smile.
And it looks like Will is not here, probably because I have Karlach with me.
Wait. Now lunch.
This is boring. We should train against real goblins.
Next time the goblins come, I'll be ready.
Let's chat.
Oh, right. Go for the heart.
We're exposed now.
I venture forth.
And there is a book here.
How long until Roland shows off his...
We're not going to steal it, but we do want to read it. However, I don't want to necessarily interrupt your viewing experience. So when it comes to stuff like this, where Gale reads a book that's available because it's out in the world, but it belongs to somebody else, but it's okay to read it, I'm going to record it, but put that segment at the end of the video so that you can watch it or not at your preference. But for now, alright, let's move on.
Don't be grumpy, Roland. We'll get to the city soon. We've known enough grief this 10-day traveler. Don't be the cause of more. No helping it. We're exposed now.
Have you spoken to Korga?
Not yet.
Of course, you have your own business to attend to. But if the druids won't abandon this ritual of theirs, it will be trouble for all of us.
You're the one who helped at the gate. Glad to have another sword. We might need it.
Invasion plans for Eltergard.
Ah. Alright, we're in Eltergard. Far enough from Baldur's Gate.
An aging map
Those
of
symbols show where gnolls and goblins were sighted. Plenty of trouble along the way.
An aging map of Eltergard and its surroundings. The cities of Baldur's Gate and Elturel are both marked, but it's the wilderness in between that's covered in notes, symbols, and ciphers. The freshest ink marks pictographs of goblins and gnolls, shown gathering in the forest and hills nearby. Alright, now that we've read everything and talked to Zevlor, we did keep the clip of the invasion plans in just because Karlach and Gale actually remarked on it. But the rest of the clips will be at the end of the video.
Used to think the goblins would kill us the second we set foot outside. But after hearing what you did at the gate, well, I still think they'll kill us. But at least we can put up a fight.
Not with that attitude. Fight and win.
There's optimism, and then there's stupid, hun. Plenty of us fell to monsters already. I don't see the rest of us lasting long out there. But if you're so sure we will, why not put a little gold on the line?
How are you going to take my gold if you're dead?
I'm sure you're good for it. Just leave the gold on my corpse. After seeing you at the gate, I'm sure you'll last longer than us.
All right, you're on.
Excellent. And since I ain't one to leave a debt unpaid, that means we're destined to meet in Baldur's Gate. Looking forward to it.
So many ways to die.
Yes, why not?
And then I'm just gonna go over here real quick to unlock the map mostly. And that's far enough for that.
Yes, of course.
Right. Give me a moment. Something is eating up resources, I think. Alright, hopefully that smooths things out a bit. Oh wait, there's a faster way down.
We're exposed now. No helping it. We're exposed now, reeking of this place. I'll never get the smell out of my clothes. Die if I'm heroic and reeking of this place. I'll never get the smell.
And we'll have a dog, right?
They don't allow them in Baldur's Gate. Cats, though?
A little orange cat. And a house with a little door so that it can come and go as it pleases.
And a high fence to keep eavesdroppers out.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Good luck to you both.
Thanks. I suppose we'll all need it.
What about you? Big plans for when you get to the city?
A pint and a clean room would do me a world of good.
God, that sounds like heaven.
Won't be long now. One more trip, then we can really rest.
I noticed there that Gale did not have the Balduran tag. That's usually, like, a pretty conspicuous place for it to be, but Gale may not have been there before.
I suppose we'll start in the outer city. Get a little business going.
Your spiced tea is life-changing, and I can bake up almond cakes 20 at a time.
No helping it. We're exposed now.
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
Be my guest. But don't get too close or your eyes will melt shut.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized Dammon valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help, but I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please.
Where should we look for infernal iron?
I've sensed some during our travels. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic, once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look.
We'll keep our eyes open for some iron.
Meanwhile, I've still got plenty of weapons and armor in stock if you're looking to load up.
And I said earlier we'll do most of our shopping later, but I will want hand crossbows for I think at least 2 of my party members. So we'll go ahead and get at least one of those right now.
Forged from the heart.
I'll keep that in here until I get a second one.
How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
True.
For some salt.
We should have left by now. Damnation! Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake.
You're doing the right thing. The Tieflings need help.
And what about us? There's every chance we've doomed ourselves by helping these people. We will end up fodder for some goblin's blade, all because Leah insists on helping every wounded foe we see. Our best chance to make it to Baldur's Gate is on our own. This place is lost.
Hold on. Why are you so eager to reach the city?
You are looking at Lae'zel's newest apprentice. Yes, that Lae'zel. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
I've actually been hoping that Gale would have something specific for this, because when you talk to this with Gale in your party, he does pipe up. But it just as, I guess it's just a wizard tag here. I've heard he's quite the scoundrel.
Common gossip. The byproducts of ignorance and jealousy. Few can match him in terms of raw power and talent. Until now, that is. In years to come, you will boast of this meeting, I can assure you. May we meet again in Baldur's Gate, my friend.
Lee and Roland would never admit it, but they take an arrow for the other. Also stab each other. Not sure what will come first. Thanks for cutting in. There might have been more than words if you hadn't.
Those goblins will rue the day they chose to tangle with this grove. You and I will do some good here. I can feel it.
You! Saw you fighting those slimy bastards. Fancy a bowl? Best to fill your belly now, while we still can.
I'll take a bowl.
Look, it ain't much, but it might make all the difference. The only way we'll make it to Baldur's Gate is to run, and run hard. If a gnoll catches your scent, you'll need every bit of strength. Trust me.
Delicious gruel.
Doesn't taste half bad. You've had your share. Leave some for the rest.
Ah, if it isn't the talk of the camp. Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh! There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks, Petal. Are you hurt? Cold? Feverish? Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore.
That just seems a little bit rude to say. So, oh, what are you, an alchemist?
Oh, nothing as fancy as that. But I come from a long line of women with a dab hand at such things. Aha! You take a sup at that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie.
Might this concoction also help with something more serious?
Well, that depends. What's wrong, lovey?
Honestly, Oh! He's talking about something else. I have a condition. An unusual condition.
Oh, I've seen it all. I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling with a dryad. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to a pot of boiling oil. But worry not. I fixed him up, and depending on the lighting, he looks good as new. My point is, whatever ails you, I promise I've seen worse.
She is not to know of our ailment. Only a Gith healer may make us pure.
What is it, Petal? What's wrong?
Despite Lae'zel's insistence, I don't think Gale would keep this a secret. I think he wants to search all avenues. I've got a Mind Flayer parasite in my head.
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods along, her eyes wide.
You poor pet! My heart goes out to you, truly. I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. Serious help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but... yes, I may have something at home.
I will take the wizard one. I doubt a simple potion would suffice. This problem calls for strong magic.
Petal, the things I've collected would blow your pretty little mind. Bracelets that hold the power of 10 men, mirrors that capture the soul. I'll be heading home soon. Here, let me mark it on your map, just in case. Now, do you need anything? I have a few odds and ends for sale.
What harm? Show me your wares.
Nay, bother.
She did give us a greater healing potion, which is very nice. I don't think we're going to be guzzling Hill Giant Strength elixirs every day, but it's probably not a bad idea to stock up a little bit. But I'll take care of that later.
Be careful on the road. I'd hate if something happened to you. Take care, Beck.
Oh. Dammon inspected Karlach's engine. He said he'll need infernal iron in order to craft a repair. We learned that Shadowheart needs to reach Baldur's Gate to fulfill a mission for her goddess, though the details of that mission are a mystery. We met an eccentric old lady at the Emerald Grove. She's confident she can remove our parasites and invited us to her tea house.
Goblins, druids. This grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice.
And this is a good place for a video break. A is for Azuth and other gods, 1. A Monitor, sun's bright light, shines the truth into man's laws. Speak his name to stop a fight, then invoke a legal clause. Beware dread Asmodeus, both his word and promise sweet, more able to betray us than the devils at his feet. Auril is merciless and cold, the winter's icy breath. Spare her a little food and gold, so you won't freeze to death. Illustrated Adventures of Balderon.
Let's give this a try.
This book is packed full of tales of adventure. The monsters are ferocious, the men are muscled, the women are bosom, and the clothing is easily torn. Something is cleft in twain on every other page, although you do find a passage that's a little less bloody. The woman's eyes were dusky, filled with the mystery and promise. Balderon was intrigued. Anything, he asked. Anything, she said. Just name it, and it can be yours. And what do you want in return? Oh, just a small thing, she smiled. Balderon laughed. Nothing about him was small. I want your soul, Balderon, she sighed. Give me your spirit, and whatever you desire shall be yours. Balderon considered this for a moment. Very well, I want a turnip. She hesitated. Your soul in exchange for a turnip. A nice turnip, nodded Balderon. Very well. Dark smoke swirled around the woman, whose skin was turning red. Then you shall... The next couple of pages have been torn out. When the story resumes, the woman, now fully revealed as a devil, is kneeling at Balderon's feet. Curse you, Balderon! I am bound to you, yours to call upon when you need me, and your soul is your own once more. Let that be a lesson to you, laughed Balderon. Never underestimate the power of a turnip. A recruitment letter. A man and woman stand side by side in armor emblazoned with a red fist surrounded by flames. Find pride and purpose in the flaming fist. Join today and protect Baldur's Gate. Led by Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard himself, you'll be tasked with guarding the city streets, protecting its people, and upholding the laws that govern us. Speak to any of our friendly fists throughout the city, or visit our headquarters at the Sea Tower of Balderon to find out how you can blaze a new career path today. This book here, 1 foot 2 feet, well met, will meet. 1 foot 2 feet, well met, will meet. 2 drakes, 1 mink, 1 drought, 2 drinks. 1 bear, 3 beers. Come join, drink here. 1 foot 2 feet, well met, will meet. Yandala and Garl shared twixt them a farl, all covered in butter, and they liked each other. Along came a fly who flew in with a cry to the buttery farl of Yandala and Karl. When Garl took a bite, Yandala shrieked with fright. Don't eat that, oh my, that's a butterfly. There was an old man named Elmoon, who made the best buns in Faerun. The elders did scold him whenever he sold them, saying, Elm, bring those buns to our room. Front and Center, a Thespian's Memoir. In fact, the greatest joy of my life hasn't been acting, but becoming. When you choose a character to play, you don't just wear a mask, you take a little of their soul for your own. Whoever you are in your heart of hearts changes, if only by the faintest mote. On the Origins of the Zhentarim. An excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound by Iosophe Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denier for her heretical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, her god's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. But perhaps greater still than their monopoly as the continent's largest private army, the true achievement of the modern Zhentarim is the sanitized image they present to the world, viewed by most as an efficient, if unscrupulous, mercenary organization. Few would guess at the Black Network's dark origin as a cult dedicated to the dark god Bane, once bent towards bringing all people to heel beneath his creed of tyranny and domination. Many among their ranks scoff when confronted with this fact, citing overblown conspiracies and reassuring me that the only gods to whom the Zhentarim give worship today are the twin deities of profit and power.
No word from the scouts yet?
This is not to say the organization has entirely shed its dark side, however. Alongside the clenched fist of their military, another hand works from the shadows to ensure that the network prospers even in peacetime. For just as vital to the movement of troops as the movement of goods, legal or otherwise, and there is no border or market that is ever truly closed to one bearing the seal of the Black Network. A Traveler's Guide to Baldur's Gate. Variety is the blood of the city, for better or worse. The devoted will find a place to worship, the dedicated will find work to be done, and, let it be fully understood by any who wish to visit, the criminal enterprises in Baldur's Gate thrive as heartily as the rest. Traveler's Guide to the Sword Coast Volume 4, The Risen Road. The stained, well-thumbed pages filled with traveling advice that seem to be decades out of date. Those who seek to journey to the Sword Coast from the interior regions laying to the east will typically seek out the Risen Road. Running parallel to the river Keonthar, the Risen Road provides an overland route all the way from Elturel to Baldur's Gate, and has proven tempting to travelers seeking to alternate to the river barges that sail the Keonthar. A portion of the road, approximately halfway between Elturel and Baldur's Gate, has in recent years developed into an enclave for Selûne worship, with a temple of not insignificant splendor lying near the road. Indeed, an entire village, Moonhaven, has developed alongside the temple, and can provide food and shelter to weary travelers. Farther east lies a citadel of Moonrise Towers, where a toll is required for onward passage of goods and folk alike. Some are tempted to go off-road in order to avoid the toll. However, bandits and other dangers may cause them to pay a much steeper price. The Devil You Know, an autobiography. Have you ever had a god change your blood? It is a horrifying thing, even for those who may desire it. Yet few tieflings wished for Asmodeus to claim their bodies, only to be given no choice in the matter. It is not as if we were well loved before the Archdevil's gambit. Our peoples have always struggled against the notion of devilkin, as if a single drop of infernal ichor inescapably corrupts. How amusing, when so many others willingly sell their souls to fiends, yet their culture as a whole escapes the blame. By what method can we redeem ourselves when the crime is not ours? I would drive a blade into every warlock that aided Asmodeus's damned ritual, but personal vengeance cannot undo the will of a god, much less one as slippery as the Lord of Lies. When every passerby thinks you a thief and heretic, it is deeply tempting to become one. The only thing that stopped me is knowing Asmodeus wants nothing more than for all of us to fall from grace. The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrux Morrow, Volume 2. An excerpt from The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrux Morrow, a pulp serial following the real-life exploits of an interplanar ship's captain. The real Captain Morrow is known never to have left her native Waterdeep, and emerges from her rooms at the yawning portal only to exchange scrawled manuscripts for fresh meals and ink. And thus, in the light of the Feywild's ne'er-setting sun, we passed into the land of the Eladrin. My astute resolution to sail around their forest was betrayed. It seems to me that the river itself conspired to change course, bringing the new bride into the shadow of the trees that I might see those dancing figures up close. The form of the Eladrin, with which I am now intimately familiar, is that of elves as seen in a fever dream, slender as wands and with hair of every changeable hue. Their moods mirror that fey wilderness from which they spring. One moment gentle as a still pond, the next inexorable and deadly as a falling mountain. The latter I experienced only after spending many agreeable hours, or perhaps seasons, among them. A halfling woman, employed among my crew as a smith, dared to raise her voice in song above that of our hosts. The depth of the insult became clear as the forest fell into silence, and it was only quick thinking on my part that delivered a compromise. When we left, it was without our smith, and the only sound was the solitary ring of her hammer as she endeavored to forge a blade that would sing for the Eladrin more sweetly than she.
When we get to the city?
It has been some centuries since. I hope she has succeeded by now. The Realm According to Bumpo. The book naturally falls to a dog-eared page in which Bumpo describes the more unusual races he's met in his travels. But they weren't half so strange as the birdfolk. First Arakraka I met had the head of a parrot, the body of a human, and wings also of a parrot. I tried not to stare, but it was real hard. Turns out she was one of a motley party, 'cause around her table were a tabaxi, catfolk, a genasi, elemental folk, and a turtle folk. Trying to act casual, I asked what the hell they all were. They ignored me, but I can't blame them. To them I must have looked awfully dull and average, for they were the first of their kind I'd seen, but I was just one of a billion boring humans to them.